In this video, I'm going to go over my template for the content and social media calendar, how you can use it, and how you can customize it. So I designed this for myself, first of all, to be able to organize all the content in my head. I took templates I received from other people, things I've used before in my social media business, and just put together into a new version that works for me. Now, again, this works for me. You may need things to be done differently, so I'm going to show you how to customize it. But first of all, how to use it overall just as it is. Because we're just ending October, I did create a calendar for this last quarter. Now, October's already done, but you can still use this calendar for November and December. It has just a visual for you to be able to see all the days and weeks for the coming months. Major holidays are in here. So Christmas, Thanksgiving, major US holidays are here. Since this is week by week, if there are particular days that you need something done, that's what that's for. I have a weekly topic column. I do recommend setting a theme for the whole month, actually, and then you could break it down to specific parts for the theme each week. If you have a guest on your blogs, podcast, YouTube videos, that would be in here. Of course, this just gives you an extra column. If you don't have a guest, you can change it. We'll go into that later. Your launches and promotions. Now, this is really key. When people ask me, how can I make social media work for my business? I recommend that you set a goal for what you want social media to do for you, and then that goes into this column. So even if you don't use paid social media ads, you're only using organic posts, outreach, engagement, networking, you can still tailor your social media so that it's focused on a particular goal. So if you want to increase your sales on social media, that's what this column is for. This is status, and it is just to keep track of your main content, your blog, your YouTube video, your podcast, and where it is in the editorial process. So you haven't started it, you just wrote a draft, it's done, it's created, it's been edited, you've scheduled it, and then published as live. Now, you may have different needs for this status bar, and I'll show you how to edit it later. And then for the actual social media post. Now, you could write a whole post in here. There's no limit to how many characters you can put in this, but you can't see it all. So you can use this a couple different ways. You can just use this to have a note for yourself. So for example, maybe Sundays, like right here I have off on Sunday, but maybe you want self-care Sundays. So that's your theme. If I can type in there, self-care Sundays. Okay, so Sundays are self-care Sundays. So maybe you have something scheduled ahead of time where you have a post. So on Sunday, it could be like, take this opportunity to unplug for the rest of the day. Maybe a self-care tip is to do a breathing exercise on this Sunday. Maybe on this Sunday, it's stretching, and so on. So you could use it this way where you just have an idea that will remind you to write a post on this, or you could go ahead, write the whole post, put in here. Another option you can do is you can create a new tab and write the whole post on this new tab and just link to it. So you have a lot of options here, but there are spaces here so that you can create notes for yourself for every single day of the week. And I have some suggested hashtags here or themes for that day. Then category. If you are writing blog posts, you're putting it under different categories. You can have tags, both YouTube videos and blogs have tagging. Or maybe in social media, you want to tag someone. Maybe I post a picture of my husband, so I want to tag Corey on there. So I would put @Corey. And then hashtags. As I'm recording this on October 30th, Instagram turned off hashtags for the US to prevent the spread of misinformation before the elections. Now, hashtags still work internationally, and I'm assuming it will turn back on after the elections. But hashtags are still important. I wouldn't give up on hashtags, so add it there so you know what hashtags you're going to use. Now, this is just for 2020. Then you've got 2021 here as well. And it's for the whole year. And as you scroll down and you're going into these later months, a thing you can do, so now that October is done, if I wanted to, I can right click and hide these rows so that it just keeps it clean and you don't have to scroll down to see those posts. So you could do the same thing in 2021. Let's say you're using the calendar and now it's June. Just select which rows you want to hide. So you can hide them by clicking on right click on a PC and then selecting hide rows. Alternatively, you can freeze rows, which is I did already. So as you're scrolling down, the first 4 rows will stay put. They won't move. And then that way you don't lose your titles at the very top. You can change this up if you'd like to. You could insert a row. So I'm right clicking and then insert a row above or below. I could delete a row, I could hide a row, and so on. If you want to resize these, let's say guest, you want more room for the launch and promo and so on, you could always resize these. I do want to show you also how to change the status. Here's what I have built in. Let's say you don't need these, but or maybe you need an additional status. For example, I have a client that makes a lot of YouTube videos, so we added uploaded. So we know that, okay, it's already been uploaded. We also added thumbnail needed to the status. So to edit this, and I go to data and data validation. And here's where I have the different status or options for that drop down menu. So if I wanted to include, so edited, it's been edited, and then I want it uploaded, and I need a thumbnail needed, that's all in there. I save that. So this cell has all of those options, and then to just, if I want to have this copied to every other cell or every cell, I can just select copy, and then select all of these as a row by hitting the shift button, starting with the first one I want to select to the end, and then I can paste it. Now I'm not going to do that because I don't want to change this template for everyone, but just wanted to show you some of your options. This is also a great task to delegate to your assistant. So you can let them know what you want changed. If they need more details, you can do a screen recording like I'm doing for you and show them step by step. Or if you don't know, just ask them, hey, can you research how to do this? I want to add one more option here. I need uploaded in between edited and scheduled. And a savvy virtual assistant will be able to figure that out for you. And if you need any recommendations for virtual assistant, I have some great ones in my Rolodex I'm happy to share with you. So that's the editorial calendar. Now on here, I just have blogs. So this gives me room to plan out blogs. Now, I briefly touched on blogs, podcasts, YouTube videos. Let me dig into that a little deeper. When you are planning content, you always want to start with the bigger project first, and then you break out the social media posts from that bigger piece of content. And you create that content based on your client's needs, what they're searching for, what your program, what your service, what your product does, and what problems they solve. So there's a bigger picture of strategy behind all of these posts. I'm just really going over the calendar. If you have any questions on what should I write about, or even after I show you this overview and you're like, I still am not sure what to do on my social media or for my blogging or my YouTube videos, please let me know. I have a content strategy coach, social media coach that I highly recommend that will sit down with you and work with you, show you how to use the technical tools, as well as show you how to create this content in a time-saving way. And then how I can help is if you're looking at your overall business and you want to get more clients, I would love to help you with defining who your ideal target is, what's your message, what are their pain points, and go from there. So again, start with a bigger piece of content like the YouTube video, the podcast, or the blog, and then you break up the social media posts. Let's say you don't want to write blog posts, you want to make YouTube videos, just rename this to YouTube. And you may need to add other things here, maybe like thumbnail needed to these planning columns. For podcasts, maybe you need the audio edited. Maybe you need a new thumbnail. Maybe you need show notes and so on. So you can change this up as you need it, depending on the type of content you have. If you're doing all three, next year, 2021, I will be launching my new podcast. My YouTube videos are already going. I'm already blogging. I can have a separate tab for each source of content, or if I really wanted to, I could have it all on one column, or excuse me, all on one tab, and then create a new column to say format. I'm going to create a new drop-down menu, list from list of items, and then I could say blog, podcast, video. That means, well, maybe I'll go ahead and just say YouTube. So then if I just copy, oh, I should have a default. Maybe I'll just go with the default will be blog. I actually do prefer to start with writing out my ideas before I create a video. So I already created this drop down. I'm selecting it. I'm copying it. Clicking, oops. I have a new mouse. I'm trying to get used to it. Selecting the first cell, hitting the shift button, and then pasting. And now I could decide. So instead of blogs, I can rename this to just content. For this tab, you can just catalog all the ideas you have for topics. Here is where you could put format. So I could put in this drop down. Actually, I think I'm going to leave it here too, so you guys have that. Target date notes, that one's pretty easy. And this is just a tab. I do recommend having some place where you're keeping track of statistics. Now, what kind of statistics you want to track, that's completely up to you, but it can be traffic, it can be how big your audience is. So audience could be how many people follow you on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, and so on. So you can track that. And ultimately, you want to track your sales from people who have seen your posts, have read your blogs, have watched your videos, and have gone to your website to contact you and sign up. So that is an overview of this content calendar and how you can customize it. as I put this together and I was talking to my content strategy coach to show him what I created and said how this could be used, he did point out something that makes me want to almost rename this, because this is not just a content social media calendar. This can be your marketing and sales calendar. Whatever you want to promote goes into this launch or promotions column, and this could be the most important column that is. So if you have a a Black Friday promotion coming up, for example, maybe that's what you have here as your theme. And when it comes to the day after Thanksgiving, that's when you have your Black Friday sale. So this is the column to keep in mind as you're creating your topics and your content, so that your social media actually works. It actually promotes your business and gets you the results that you want, which for a lot of people, it's more clients, more customers. Something that we have coming up is a class on goal setting. It's a 90-day program where we work with your why, your purpose, and who you're trying to reach, your vision for your business, and how you set goals and an action plan so that you actually achieve these goals. I don't know about you, but I am done with resolutions that I don't follow through with, and they don't happen, they don't come to fruition because I didn't set goals around those resolutions. So that program actually starts on the 20th. So for my business, my promo is the goals class that we have. So it's a 90-day, we call it flight plan. It's a 90-day flight plan. It launches or starts on the 20th of November. So my theme for November is going to be on goals and resetting the year. If the year is the right topic, I'm kind of coming up with this right now. But you see how I'm going to plan out my content for this coming year. So goals and resetting the year. I have this 90-day program that launches here. So the weekly topic can be something about why you want to plan now. And this could talk about, I could drive curiosity and talk about the problem with goals. We can also talk about, it's another topic with goals. So I think people set goals, but how to make them stick, or how to really achieve them, something like that. How to actually, how to achieve your goals. I'm gonna have to play with this topic. This is why I put topic instead of title in these planning calendars. How to achieve your goals, because these aren't going to be my final titles. Headlines are something that you research and you test, and I like the idea of you write 25 headlines and you pick the best one out of that group of headlines. That's why I don't go with titles. I just go with the topic. And then when I write the blog post, after I write the blog post, then I come up with the titles and edit it and do the keyword research and so on. So topic, just the topic, Gail. And then this week with Thanksgiving, it's going to be about gratitude. And it's also Black Friday and Small Business Saturday. So those are big topics for that week. And then in December, we're already in the middle, kind of in the middle of that program, but we'll launch another one in January. So I want to continue the theme of goals. So more topics on goals. Or maybe vision. I could even pick different parts of the flight plan that we'll talk about. So your purpose, your vision, your mission. Okay, so this week is Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. So I'm going to leave that open. I think I want it to be not religious, but I do want it to be in the spirit of Christmas. So maybe I'll just write that, spirit of Christmas, for now. That's definitely not the ultimate or final topic. And then New Year's Eve. I love New Year's Eve, so it could be setting intention for the new year. Oh, vision boards. People love vision boards. So if I don't write about mission, maybe vision boards. There we go. Okay, so those are my topics. And I'll set another launch date for the next flight plan that will start in January. But this gives me topics to talk about, to write about, to create videos for. And now you've just seen me plan out the next 2 months worth of content. I hope this was helpful for you. Let me know if you have any questions at all. If you would like support in just filling this out, send me a message and I will connect you with my content strategy coach. If you're looking at this and you're thinking, I really want to get to the next level with my business. I really want to work with the clients I love to work with. So yes, I do want to do this content strategy, but first I need to work on my business and figure out my packages and my services and everything that goes before you get to this part. Please let me know. Send me a message and let's set up a discovery call, and I'd be happy to talk about your business, your goals, and the next best step for you in your business.